Do you really need to wear gloves when you're going off to a local go-kart track? Well, in this video, I'll be breaking down what it's like just using your bare hands, then wearing a pair of gloves, clocking in around about £5, and then moving up to go-karting gloves, which cost £60. So firstly, it is totally fine for you to race with just your bare hands if it's an indoor go-karting track, not an outdoor track. One example for this is because you're not dealing with the weather conditions outside, for example, the cold or the rain, but you'll still encounter some issues when racing inside. Because you're gripping the wheel for multiple stints across 30 minutes, not only will your hands start to get a cramp, but as they're constantly rubbing against a hard surface, old skin can start to peel off and cause some blistering just below the middle finger. Later on, your hands will also start to sweat, and if you're racing with wet hands, you'll start to lose that grip on the wheel. So if you're going around a corner and slip off the wheel, then your lap times aren't going to be great. Also, let's not forget, you're not the only one who's been racing in that go-kart. And in theory, the go-kart track should be cleaning off those wheels every single day, but imagine yours hadn't and how much sweat and skin had been built up on that wheel for your bare hands to touch. It's not great. Now next up, which is the most common, are these gloves. Now these come in at about £5, which you can get from any DIY store, but some tracks also offer them up for free. These are nitrile micropore gloves, which you'll most commonly see being used by delivery drivers or folks in warehouses who are handling heavy goods. These work particularly well because when pushed down, the nitrile gives you loads of grip, even if the surface is a little bit damp. So this works great for karting. It avoids your skin constantly rubbing against the hard surface, removing the possibility for blistering and also giving you extra grip when racing. But a common issue you'll find with these is that these are one size fits all with elastic around the back of the gloves. So what you'll start to encounter after racing for 10 minutes or so is that because your hands are starting to get warm and sweat from all wearing them, moisture can then start to bunch up the glove. So you might have to readjust the glove so it fits better again, but these work great to avoid skin damage and getting better grip. As I mentioned before, some tracks let you borrow these for free, definitely outdoor tracks. However, I would always recommend buying your own because even though the tracks may wash them, you just feel a bit more comfier in your own set. And finally, the top level gloves, which are these, which come in at £60. These fix all the issues previously mentioned, which is why the price point is so high. They are made from a 2-layer stretch polycotton material and a synthetic suede palm. On the inside, you have hard grip points only on the areas your hands will actually be touching the wheel. This is to reduce the amount of hard areas digging into your glove, thus making it more comfortable. This is also achieved by the fingers being pre-curved, so when you grip the wheel, you have less fabric being built up. Plus, these are made to measure from a small to an extra large, making sure that the glove fits your hand in the best possible way. With all of this coming together, it makes racing a breeze as it allows you just to focus on racing and not being distracted by sweaty hands sliding off the wheel, blistering after you finish your stint, and constantly having to adjust your glove to fit your hand correctly. Just allowing you to set the fastest lap times and beating your friends on track. So my final note is, of course, the more expensive option is going to give you a better racing experience. However, for people who are just starting out, I would highly recommend just getting these £5 gloves you can get from DIY stores. Some tracks do offer them, but I would just suggest getting your own because you feel more comfortable in them, and it just means you're not sharing bacteria with everyone else who's racing there. Now, this isn't a sponsored video, but if you want to check out the gloves I've mentioned, then I'll leave the links down in the description below. However, if you want to see more go-karting goodness, then click the video annotation down there. Or if you're interested in motorsports in general, retro cars, simulators, or more go-karting, then why not consider subscribing? But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.